No, Hildebrand Wilhelm. I'm metallurgist by profession, and I'm the ore processing manager at Navachab, responsible for engineering maintenance, obviously the operations of the plants, and the quality control, i.e. our laboratories, fall under me as well. So I've got 195 people working for me in the department that I'm looking after. I'm obviously interfacing a lot to the mining teams and so on and so forth because of that role, and have a lot of inputs to give to them. That might be embarrassing. 34 years. I started in 1986. I think with STEINERT the relationship is about 6 years or so now, but I have been involved in the concept of sorting for much longer than that. In fact, I think it's for the last 20 years we've been looking at this. Well, I think the most important issue are relationships. I think it is if you pursue new technologies in a very conservative mining environment, it is very important that you are confident of the people that you work with, and extremely important that one is at ease with the technological know-how of those people, and that those people can interface with you as a person directly and efficiently. You know, it is very, very important that the relationships are under control. Well, certainly, as I said already, relationships are very important. I mean, STEINERT had a very experienced team that I'd worked with before that moved to them, and were very, very confident in their capability. And because we had well-established relationships, that was one of the important things. The other important thing was that STEINERT had partnerships with the larger industry, which had a big impact on our decision making. We felt very confident that they were using the Swiss Hyman technology, which was really well established on the planet. So it was seen as being a much lower risk for us to take, by understanding that the whole sensor technology was really industry-wide already, you know, and that then made us very confident to work with it. The other thing was that STEINERT was the first company that certainly I knew of that was interested in building wider machines than what was at that stage when we went into the market available from the other companies. They only had 1 meter wide sorters, whereas STEINERT was quite happy to pursue 2 meter wide sorters. And I always had the feeling that STEINERT was interested in my well-being, okay, and my understanding and looking after me as a customer, much more than the other companies that were available to us. It is important to understand that the mining industry has to reinvent itself at certain intervals. You know, my gut feel is sort of every 15 years you have to make a technological change to what you're doing, because the cost margins just start eating away at your profits. So the interesting thing about the sorting technology is that it runs at a fifth of our conventional operating plants, and in terms of operating costs. So because Navachab is a low-grade mine, and we had a lot of low-grade stockpiles lying around in the mine, it was very important for us that we could recover gold out of those low-grade stockpiles. Okay, we never looked at treating high-grade material through the XRT plants. We were interested in being able to scavenge these low-grade dumps for rich material. So what we do with the machines here on site is we treat our material that falls below the crossover grade. We treat that through the XRT machines, and in general we double the grade of our input material, and that's where the value gets generated, because then with a doubled grade the material can be profitably treated by the processes that come after that. This is an upgrading, number one, and then in terms of gold grades. And then number two, obviously, we remove a lot of material. You know, we have set up the plant such that we get about a 25% mass pull to concentrate, you know, and then we get an average of about 70% gold recovery with that kind of a setup. And that makes sense to us, you know, that is a profitable operation. And because the only real operating costs of the machine is obviously your compressed air requirements, that's the big cost component. And so if one has power available, that is then a very cheap operating cost, certainly in my environment. Well, it's incredibly robust, you know, for being prepared to be the first guinea pig in installing these type of machines in a hard rock gold mining environment. We were very unsure on how robust this technology is, but because of the huge operating cost advantage, we were happy to take a chance, you know. And what has amazed us is that the machine is very robust. You know, we're getting a good reliability on the units, and so 80–90% running time is absolutely possible, you know. And this important aspect is the feed preparation to these machines, you know, but if one has that under control, a very reliable machine. The team in Southern Africa and now in Namibia is a team that I've known for a very long time, and so I'm very aware of their capabilities, and they've been willing to help, you know, even at a very silly 3 o'clock in the morning phone call. Hey guys, please phone into the machine, there's something going wrong, help us, you know. And that relationship was always very well established, and I believe that is the A and O of making a success out of this thing, you know. But STEINERT was prepared to train our operators, our foremen in the field, you know, so that was also very advantageous, and that they had that kind of information available, that it could be shared with the very lowest level of my operating team in the mine. You know, so that helps a lot. But the relationships are good, and long may she run.